Boom! Hey everybody, it's your freaking guy, Kyere, the Connoisseur of the Obscure, and I am super excited today. I mean, I'm pretty excited most days, but today is a special day. We have none other than before we get to our guest, he's going to be here. He's already here. He's in waiting. The world is shifting fast as hell. We have a new president-elect, excuse me. We have the first freaking Black woman vice president-elect, and the Cheeto is exiting the building. I mean, I'm excited to see once he's officially fired. You're fired. I know Melania's happy as hell to go back to Russia or underneath or wherever she's from or wherever she's been hiding. And I know the clone will finally be excited to have her life back. So with that being said, I'm going to bring someone on who, one, politically active, politically engaging. Two, I've just been a fan of this guy for so fucking long. I mean, there are multiple monikers. There are multiple eras. There's at least 15 albums, 2 mixtapes, and maybe an Onlyfans. It's not a maybe, there's an actually Onlyfans. And here he is today. So we have Trapcry, the Digital Hunk himself. I mean, if you say his name 3 times, he just may show up to clap your cheeks. So without further ado, we are going to bring on the one and only Trapcry.
Hey. What's up?
Hope you like my little intro there.
I did.
Thank you. I worked on it for like 30 seconds.
It was good.
How's your day going today? How are you? Tell me.
You know, I mean, we're excited about getting that thing out of office, but yeah, just been partying ever since then. But now we're coming into a new week, and it's been a week since my album came out. It came out this week, so it's been busy sending emails.
Yeah, it's been a good email.
Shit.
And I'm sure even outside of that, it's been a lot too, because I know I see your stories pretty often, and you're always mentioning or championing or bringing light to what's going on in Richmond in general, but specifically with what's happening in your community, which I find very engaging for the use of your platform, because you could really just only focus on internet thirst traps or, you know, just whatever your agenda is, but you're not a creative that does that. So shout out to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to focus on your community before you're able to help the world or anything else. So I think, you know, if I'm going to be talking about anything, I need to at least be talking about what's going on at home before anything else. So.
Very true. Later on in the show, I want to talk a little bit more specifically about some of your more political engagements. But for now, I want to rewind, take it back to the top. I mentioned Virginia, but are you born and raised in Virginia? Is that home for you now for school? I've been following you so long, I feel like I might be able to answer the question, but I'm not.
No. I was born in Delaware. I grew up in Newcastle, Delaware, and my whole life I was in Delaware up until I moved to Virginia when I was 18 to go to Virginia State University. But up until then, I was in Delaware, and that's when I came up with, you know, my first artist named Garlic Bread, and that was like a whole high school thing because I used to. I've like been recording for forever. Like even when I was little, I had the little microphone play school like thing, and you could like record on the radio and then talk over it with the mic. So I used to do that, and then for some reason my dad would get he would have it would be like a pro audio subscription type thing that would come in the mail. And I would see like all these like recording equipment, and I was like, I always wanted to buy like stuff, and then I finally got like a laptop. Maybe I was like, I guess I had to be like 13, 14, and then I was really started recording um, on my own, like with I had a I used Sony Acid Pro, and I was using that up until probably 2016. So I've been using that for like ever. Um, and Fruity Loops. And I would make beats, and I would put out my album on I would buy a spindle, like a 50, uh they would come in like 100 or 50, and I would burn all these CDs and take them to school the next day after I like finished my album, and I would
Yeah,
hand it out.
that's what's up.
But yeah, so I've been doing that. Yeah, I mean, I used to do that. I had at least like, I think like 3 albums when I was in high school that I like handed out, and then, but I mean, it was like they were pretty good. It was in I was in high school. I didn't know how to like record and like properly. And then when I went to college, my dad bought me a big desktop, and that's when I was able to start like really getting into production and really recording. And I think that's when I was like, oh, I'm actually like good at this now, and got started getting serious about it. But I would start releasing albums over the internet, and I would use SoundClick and other shit like that.
Yeah,
So
at
yeah,
one point I remember you were using Bandcamp too.
yeah. Well, that was late. That was a little later on, because first it was SoundClick,
Mhm.
and then Bandcamp popped up, and that had been like maybe maybe I started using that 2009, because that's when I released Moan,
Okay,
which
so yeah,
was
that's my like formal area of introduction with you.
hmm
Yeah, the
yeah.
first song by you that I ever loved, and still to this day, it pops on my brain randomly, is Morphine. I
Oh
don't even know
yeah.
if you remember that song.
I can get morphine.
Yes,
I love that
that's
song.
still to this day. That was like the first one I was like, all right. That and Color. Color was, which I think came a little bit after. I'm not sure if they were on the same project, but Color and Morphine were
Yeah,
my
yeah, it was.
first two.
It, yeah, it was like I didn't do a release. I tried to do like a part two, but it was like only a few songs. Um,
It was like a four piece. Like it was quick.
but
Like she
yeah,
was in and out.
yeah,
So you mentioned how your dad had this like pro audio subscription. Would you say your music inclinations,
yeah.
like all of your inspirations, come maybe from your dad, or is it a musical family? Give us the breakdown.
No, I don't come from a music. Well, my stepdad, he plays saxophone, and they would have all these records. My parents had all these records that I could like go through. My dad wasn't a musical person at all, but
Okay.
he used to get this like, I don't know, because he used to have people. Uh, he would organize. He was a big organizer in Delaware, and he would have summer camps every year, um, and he would invite his tennis players or basketball players to stay at the house. He built like another layer to the house, and so we would have these people coming over to stay. And I guess at one point, somebody may have ordered something, but then I started getting like this pro audio subscription type thing, kind of like musicians will know, like Zounds or like Sweetwater. It was like one of those type of subscriptions, because they would show you like everything that's in the catalog of like um, all types of recording equipment. I would be so excited, like just going through this. I was like, I want to get this. I want to get this. And they would be so expensive. And I had a job, so I couldn't get any of that shit. But um, I still had like I had one of those radios that you could, one of the speakers was like a microphone. And so I would record like when albums came out. I remember the Destiny Child um, Survivor album came out, and I got the album like I had bought it maybe a week in advance, because if you went to the record store, like I think the Tuesday, it was the Tuesday before the Friday, they would have it in stock. So I went and bought it, and then one of my friends was like, I need it. And I like recorded it for her on like a cassette, and I was doing interludes myself. I was so stupid doing that shit. But yeah, I was just so obsessed with like recording my voice and figuring out how to use my voice. And yeah.
Because you've definitely experimented with your sound a lot. It's been an interesting process. Like for me as a just spectator / audience, or like close proximity through this digital web, it's been a fun journey. I will say it's been a very fun journey. Just taking in your music and seeing your growth and seeing your growth. So you mentioned that your first artist name is Garlic Bread. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, Garlic Bread.
Yeah. No, I miss Garlic Bread.
I was saying,
so I feel like
I think that's why
I first really enjoyed. I feel like maybe I saw the name Garlic Bread. I was like, who the fuck would name themselves Garlic Bread? Let me listen to this. And the rest is history. I feel like that's really how it started, because it's such a ridiculous name, but in the best way. Where did it come about?
Yeah. I used to get on the party line, and I remember I just made it up. I was eating garlic bread from I think my parents had we went out to eat like the night before, and so we had leftover garlic bread, and I was like eating on the party line, like snacking, and then some girl was like, who are you? Like, what are you eating? Like, who are you? And I was like, I'm garlic bread. And at the same time, like I was on the party line all the time. Then I started like recording music, and so I didn't like my name. I feel like my real name is so plain, so I was like, let me just make some shit up. And it stuck. Like people to this day still call me Garlic. Yeah.
Because it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre, but in the best way. Oh my gosh. So Trapcry is the evolution of Garlic Bread. I think you've had Trapcry. I mean, it hasn't been a decade, but we aren't too far away from a decade, because I remember you letting Garlic Bread go years ago.
Yeah, I think I made that transition. I became Trapcry in December 2012.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I think I made it up December 2012.
So it's about to be a solid 8 years. 2 terms as Trapcry. Would you do it again? Would you re-elect that name? Is this the one you want to keep?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't change it. I think if it's perfect with what I've become as an artist. I didn't understand what I was doing when I made it up, but now I think now I'm like, and I almost changed it again, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, and I was like, I almost changed it again, but then I don't know, I realized its purpose on like the name. Like I was like, this is, coming into this album especially, I'm like, I can see why I stuck with this name, and
That's what's up. So perfect segue for our next piece, because I really do want to start to get into the music. So we're going to take a quick break and come right back with Trapcry.
Activate slut mode. I'm nasty. Where my niggas at? Where the ladies at? Let's go. Stepped up in the bar so they see my glow. Little kiss such a dude cause I need to know. Sugar honey AC but he needs some more. And I got that lemon squeeze that he need to blow. I'm walking through these niggas is mumbling. The thirst is real but I ain't fucking them. Won't catch me with none of them. Only him, call me, nigga come again. Lemonade. 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 Wanna sip? Wanna taste? All the boys in the yard, in my face. If your cup's half full, I'm gon' drain you broke. Can you let me drip drop up and down your throat? Splish splash, can you rock the boat? On up on me if I drop the soap. Don't.
Okay, and we're back. We're live with Trapcry. I'm just gonna do that for the rest of the interview because I have to. Because I want you to know how much I do this to other people. Like Kendrick, my brother could co-sign. He's like, yes. I say that. Hi.
Yeah.
Okay. So a little bit between the break, we were talking about where the piece came from, and you said there's a song by the name of Hit or Miss that actually inspired that. Or a little...
Yeah, by Odetta. I think her name's Odetta or something, but her song is, hit or miss, doesn't matter, I'm still gonna be myself. So I felt like that, I was like, oh, I want to cover this song. But then I think I started looking for the instrumental, and then I was just like, I just want to make it its own thing and just make that an interpolation. But so yeah, I kind of, it's really just the hit or miss part I took, and the rest I kind of was inspired also by what's Outkast, me and you, your mama and cousins too, on down, strip down board, strip down Vogue or something like that. But I kind of was mashing that up a little bit too. So yeah.
No, it worked. I mean,
yeah.
It did exactly that overall track. For people who have yet to hear the project, that's the title track. It's the intro to the title track to the most recent project, Dangerous, which is now available to stream. Absolutely everywhere music can be streamed legally. Please don't pirate it because we must support our indie creators. So you mentioned a little bit about Outkast and the other artists who inspired the piece from Hit or Miss. But backing up and broadening the spectrum a bit, who are your overall artist inspirations? Because your sound really does cover so many areas.
It's just everybody I listen to because it's like, I mean, my favorite, Missy Elliott.
You know Missy,
Aaliyah,
so I'll just say that one.
Yeah. Aaliyah, Janet, Britney Spears, Madonna, the Spice Girls, Timbaland, Pharrell, the Neptunes, Khalees. Rihanna's a big inspiration. Beyonce. But I mean, it's like, I like all these people, but when it comes to the music, I've heard some of this, like we've all heard like so many songs, and like I'll like go back and just listen to things, and like there's so many samples on the album that I like chopped up, and I would like layer, like for Dangerous example, for that title song, it's like this Spanish song that I chopped up, and then I added drums to it, and I created like this whole another world on what that track originally was. So it's just a lot of crate digging because you never know what you're going to be inspired by when you hear it. But then it's like, I feel like that song, I was trying to go for Sexy Back originally, and I felt like they had that. So I added like distortion into my voice to give it that sound. And then I added, it's like this, it's this Timbaland sounding type sound. I felt like it sounded, but it's like this it's like this sound, but you hear it in the back of you can hear it in the back of the song.
It reminds me of Timbaland, but I think what Timbaland uses, it might be his voice that he uses. Yeah, like you don't mean it all of it. That kind of, it puts me in the vein of that a little bit. Like so we mentioned Dangerous. What are your favorites from the project? I know it's hard to pick a baby, but if you have to pick a few babies from this most recent project that really kind of hone
I
in
mean,
and own your sound?
I don't have any favorites on it, but I do feel like the best sounding song on there is like probably like Goku, because that's like that's the best sonic sound of like a mixed song. But then my vocals are the best on like Bad For You. I think that mixed that pretty well too. Um, I love the message of Break the Ice, and I love the message on like Bad For You too, because I mean, that's
When you listen to it initially, I love the journey that it
yeah,
goes, because you think you're hearing one story and then it kind of flips itself a little bit toward the end.
yeah, because I, I was inspired by, we're hearing all these stories about families being broken up and about, the presidency and people believing in one thing and the other, and you don't really agree. And I'm like, we're going to be in this relationship. I mean, we're trying to make this thing work, but I'm probably bad for you because this is like, I'm believing in like Black Lives Matters and stuff. And if you don't see yourself aligning with these issues, it's not going to work. Maybe I'm bad. Maybe I'm bad. Or whatever I say.
So it also kind of speaks to not necessarily someone having to be political. Wait, wrong line. Someone having to be political to really be in a relationship with you, but really someone having to have something to say, right? And that's something like Bad For You and Man in This Town. I think for me, I remember there were like maybe 2-3 years ago. Today is Sunday, so maybe like Thursday, Friday. Those both sat on repeat for a couple minutes.
Yeah, Man in This Town. I thought that I felt like that song was so epic because it came out exactly how it came together really easily in that like the sample I used, I pitched it down maybe like I think it's like probably two notches, and then I added these drums, and I was going for in the drum pattern. It is going for Lady Gaga's Alejandro.
Okay.
And I felt like the whole song sounded like that Madonna song. It's not coming to mind the title, but so I felt like it was a perfect blend of all these influences, and I'm like, and I felt like my voice sounded great on it, and I was like, okay, this is it. That's one of my favorite songs too. I'll be playing that on repeat sometimes.
If I'm allowed to say, I think,
and
it's hard for me to say because I think Love You is a great opener. Capone vocally, I really think is super extra solid. And then of course,
I was excited
I think
about this song.
Goku really lives in a world by its own self. Because that really that's a pocket. That's a pocket right there. You felt it that day.
Yeah, it just didn't have a project to sit on, so I was like, let me just put on this project because I wasn't gonna put it on Stay Up. And to be honest, when I came, Stay Down was supposed to be the next project. And then I think the reality of the election, I'm like, well, I was already planning on putting out a political piece. It needs to be dangerous and not Stay Down. But Stay Down was going to be, it was going to be like a more hip hop rap record, and I was going to it was going to be like 10 songs, and so I took some of those songs off, and then I recorded, I think like Lemonade and Rough, and it's another song. shit. I re-recorded Burn because the original version of Burn, I was like, I can do better. And so it was after I did Burn, I was like, yeah, this is definitely dangerous.
That's pretty good. You mentioned Rough. Now, the Janet Stain in me wonders if there's any connection to the never released
It is.
Neptune's production. It is?
It is. Yeah. That's where I got that from. I was like, I mean, I actually already had a song. I already had that song together, and I had another song called Chokehold, which I'm still gonna release that, even though it's kind of the same concept, but I don't mind doing another like type of song like that. But it's different because that one is more inspired to me by Freako by Future.
Mm-hmm.
But just that intro, I was like, I might as well just do like what Janet did. I like it rough.
No, even when I saw the track,
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
is kind of inspired.
Like I was like, okay, I know, I see Rough already. I can't wait to get there. I was like, yeah. I was excited to ask that question. I was like, I love, so me loving and us, being like liner notes kids and like production people, like people that just love details. So once I saw Rough, I was like, oh, thank God. It's you really have to know to get this a little bit. Which is so bomb. It's just always so bomb. I love being able to, I feel like, receive kind of your creative influence without it being like, I feel like, would you mind? Or
especially something. People. Yeah, I feel like people who have stuck with me for the longest just are in the know of like, I feel like even this being a 2-disc that people who've been with me for a long time will be excited about, just like small things, small like growth, and I know that everybody that supports me, that's been supporting me since the beginning, is excited about this project because it's been a long time coming, and I think everybody's been waiting for this album.
Mm-hmm. And your sequence of releases, because to you, I don't even know how many albums that you would call albums versus other projects, but I know most recently, prior to Dangerous, we did receive Stay Up and Stay Up Longer, the deluxe version, which when considering both projects, they really do. You did a really good job preparing us, if you will, with Stay Up before Dangerous.
Yeah, that was kind of the that's exactly what I was trying to do, because I think all together in June I had 5 albums, so it was like, we gotta start putting this shit out. I mean 5 albums
on
my computer.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, so I was like,
classics, but no, you just
no.
So there's Stay Down, there's More Dangerous, there's the extended double mix.
Yeah, so it's so releasing Stay Up, those songs were songs I was like just cutting from Dangerous. And so and like the song Ruin Him, I really love that song, but I was like, this album also needs like a strong song moment. I put that one there, even though that was really going to go on Dangerous. But I was like, all right, I'll give y'all like, a treat, because people are still playing that song. Like that's still like top of my streams right now.
For me, I say
let me sacrifice this song.
But that's, I mean, you can't. You just want to, like, I've been gone for. Go off. For me, from Stay Up, my personal favorite was Lil Ninja. That's my one.
That was like, that song's not even finished, and I just threw it out. It worked out though. Like I actually really liked it. Like I was like, I'm glad I didn't touch it because it was really unfinished, and I was like, okay, I'll just keep it.
No, that's like, okay, full disclosure, that's one of my airport songs. Like when I'm traveling, literally as soon as I get through security, it's pretty much Lil Ninja all the way to the terminal, no matter which airport I'm in, like where I am. I don't know why, but like, because I
Yeah, I
love
love how
listening to
that
music
makes me
while
feel.
traveling and walking. But yeah, Lil Ninja's the one. See you on me. Wait, I just feel so sexy. I don't know why I want to feel sexy in the airport during COVID, but hey.
Yeah.
So no, it definitely
I love
happens.
that song.
But that's good to know that you kind of were recording concurrently and then decided like, okay, this pre-project is leading up to it, so we have to put some extra juice on it. Because with you saying that Ruin Him belongs on Dangerous, I mean, it sounds absolutely. It would have been an absolutely perfect placement.
Yeah, because it was gonna go. It was gonna go before the title track "Dangerous." That's how I always had it in the playlist. It was like right before that song. Yeah.
Okay.
And I did that song in 2017. I think the end of 2017.
Really?
Or 2018. Like all these songs are. Some of them date back to right after Blind Ambition. So I was like hoarding songs for a while, and I just kept recording. And I have so many songs that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to put out because it's like I don't want people to be overwhelmed. I'm gonna release like the vault at some point.
You should. I mean, I might listen. Do it like Madonna's. I don't know if you ever seen Madonna's Hard Candy Deluxe package, but she did like a hard candy edition where actual hard candies were in there. You should do like that. Would be. I can see the Trapcry filter of that existing somewhere, like a big box set of just like everything.
Yeah, I had to think about that one. That's a good idea.
Get on it, man. The people want merch. Shout out to my Lion Babe team.
Yeah,
people want merch. Where's the merch, Trap?
I know. I do need merch, but all that takes money, and it's like I'm not a signed artist. I do everything on my own, and it's so hard to like to be all these different roles in one. Like I gotta be the producer. I gotta be the songwriter. And I try to get help from my friends with like songwriting because I was like I do so much, you know. I do with the pictures that I did take. I took those on my own. It's like I really did. I got to do my own promo, and hope that people that support me will like retweet and like spread the word. But a lot of this is just on my own.
I understand. Because it is a lot being a one-man band for the most part, like you mentioned, and you're always creating. So I can imagine how your headspace would have to shift from creative to business, and that could be a lot for just one vessel.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's so much. Like I can't wait to like be on a label or something. If that ever happens, I would definitely do it because like I don't need like I can do most of the shit on my own. So if I ever did get signed by like a major label, they wouldn't need that much from me, Well, they wouldn't need like to give me that much budget for creating the music, at least because I do most of the shit on my own.
So I think that's actually a good place for us to transition into the next piece. But before we do that, we're going to take another quick break, listen to our sponsors, pay some bills, do some extra downloads of all of Trapcry's discography because he is on the air with Kyere, and we'll be right back.
On my lap, let me show you where it's at. Two-seater, can you ride it from the back? Climb up on my lap, show me how you get it fat. Two-seater, when I hit it from the back. Boy, let's make a deal, if you check off dollar bills. Two-seater, can you ride it from the back? Wobble like the mill, I'm just tryna pop a feel. Two-seater, when I hit it from the back. Two-seater, I'm nasty. Two-seater, when I hit it from the back. Two-seater, two-seater.
Okay, come back in the room. We're still here. We're still here. We're with Trapcry. I know. All the links are exciting. And I want to talk about a specific link in this next segment. So we've mentioned and we have understood that Trapcry, for the most part, is a one-man band. And it is a lot on any person's shoulders, especially your big, pretty shoulders, to deal with everything on their own. So I've noticed, people have noticed, the world's kind of noticed that there's this extra little thing that joined the mix. I don't want to say a year ago, but maybe close to a year ago now. And we're talking about OnlyFans, everybody.
Yeah, March. I did it.
Okay, so since March. What's that experience been like for you? I mean, you've been a part of your journey, I can say, on the other side of the screen, just kind of receiving your content over the years. It's been an interesting journey and a fun journey to see, I guess, your workout regime kind of pick up and to see your focus in, not necessarily in the gym, because you don't post a lot of, you working out or what that looks like, but we can definitely see and receive your gains over the years, especially as you put out projects.
Yeah.
And of course, with Stay Up, there was just the full on, we're going to Janet sex pop this era.
Yeah.
I think I'm glad I did it because I mean it was like it felt like taking control of my image, my life. It felt like, because I'm not really active on there. Like I posted my content for a while and then I haven't really updated it. I do plan on updating it again pretty soon. I don't want to say when, but um, I wanted to focus on music, like getting these projects out, and it's really hard to do all these things at once. But I definitely made a lot of money, um, and was able to. I'll be funding my own vinyl soon, so um, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to fund my own vinyl. So, um, and I mean, I have a good job, but I get, my essentials and what I like, my needs, and it's really hard to fund my career um, on just that, on just those checks, because I work for two different companies. I do work in mental health, casework, um, and I have like a bunch of different clients that live all around Richmond. And so when I'm not recording, I'm like running around, um, making sure they're taking their medications and stuff. And I remember a couple times I was like recording late at night and I got clients calling me, and it's so weird to be like, I think I was recording Burn, and I finally was getting like the right tone, and all of a sudden my client called me and she was like sobbing, and it's like coming out of that whole like, I don't know, that whole zone that I was in recording that song, and I had to like get off the phone and like stop recording, pause recording, and get on the phone with her and talk to her about like her depression and other things like that. And so doing that with like, then I'm doing OnlyFans and trying to do music and then be present on social media. It's all like a lot.
Especially
It's
when
a
you
lot.
also want to break down and still have your own mental sanity. Because, like you said, you do record a lot. I mean, you record even more than I assumed you recorded, but I'm not surprised because that's how you get 37 studio albums and 3 collaboration projects, and
Yeah.
so it seems like you're never not working. Which, I mean, it's inspiring to see that, especially as someone who, with this platform that I'm getting off the ground and with my medium and long term goals that I actually have, I will say you have inspired me a considerable amount, especially just staying with and being consistent. So shout out to you for
Well, shout
inspiring the
out to
kid with
you
that.
for starting. I felt like realizing your purpose and like, you know, showcasing Black queer talent and, you know, other things that just mean a lot to our community. So, I, and that's why when I like I sent the album out, I was like, I want to hit up like these Black writers, and I want to hit up, um, you know, I did email a lot of high profile like uh, publications and stuff, but I know I'm like, I need to hit up people that are in my community. Super important to reach out to to these journalists and podcasts that are doing the work on the ground. Like these are the DIY people who, you know, they don't have a lot of listeners, or maybe some do, but you know, it's trying to reach everybody, you know, because I felt like this album is important. So I was like, I need to like reach out to everybody, and um, the ones that I felt like are doing their thing, I was like, let me see what they're doing. So
No, I appreciate that. I was actually chilling with a friend of mine when you hit me up. It was a Sunday night,
mm,
and I think it was a Sunday night. And literally, soon as I saw the project, I was like, "Oh, my week was made." I want you to know how fucking excited I was. Like, no, truly 100%, not gassing or anything. I was just
yeah,
like, "Oh," because we all have that process being independent creators.
yeah,
When somebody like we like, "Oh shit, okay, all right, all right." I was so excited. I was so excited. So thank you for that. That made my
yeah,
entire week. It really did. It really did. I was having because I was hanging out with a friend after having a not so great day,
yeah.
and the time that we were having was pretty fun together. And so I was like, okay. And you sent it like that. So for the people at home, Trapcry reached out to me, and I had the project 3 minutes later. Like no
Yeah.
shit, no shit. He really has been on it. And that's just dope as fuck. So I appreciate that investment back into me. Um, it's it's all about reciprocity, and I've always been
hmm
personally someone that's big on one independent talent. If you're an independent artist and you have half a story, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably gonna stand. And I'm a pretty easy
hmm
stand to get, but I'm not an easy stand to retain. So I
Right.
always need some type of narrative, some type of something, because if not, I
hmm
mean, there are a million artists out here. There are a million opportunities to go find the narratives that you really want to spend your time investing in and the people
Yeah.
that you want to invest in. I feel like I'm more of a artist investor than music fan at this point.
Right.
So so
And I
no,
mean,
I'm
for
definitely
you to invest in artists, you know, I feel like um, just like any other major corporation, like they have to invest in themselves and they have to cultivate their talents, and um, that's what I try to do. And I try to grow grow every era, and offer something different every time, and
mhm,
keep it new, keep it fresh.
no. I mean it again, I can only tell you so many times how it truly, truly made me excited. And even because he also, so for everybody listening, he sent me the project, but he didn't necessarily give instructions or yes or no. super excited just to let the world know that I had the next Trapcry album before them. And then I actually listened to the project. I was like, oh my God. Okay. Like my first listen with those stream of tweets, I was just like, this man needs to get out of my face. Like, I was like, this is the one. Like, I love Stay Up, supported Stay Up. Stay Up made it to the freaking top 15 on iTunes R&B Soul. I believe it peaked at number 13. I was even super excited then. I did my own little promo because, again, I've just been following you for so long, and I supported that project and all of your projects. I was just like, also, make sure you go out right now. Everybody, you might need to pause this interview so you can go right now to the nearest store, aka the iTunes store, to actually purchase this project. So we need to get it. We need to get it and keep it up there. You have made some interesting company while on the charts. So you know, who are some of the artists that you've been by?
Artists that I've like sat next to on the
No.
chart.
Yeah, literally. Like, what's your section looking like?
I think I was excited about because Stay Up charted way higher than this album, only because of the rollout of this album was a little different. It was more a slow rollout. But this has got way more streams. First going in than that project, which is really cool. I'm just excited about that. But last time I think I was like sitting next to Prince, and I was like that was a good feeling to have.
Just a quick like
hey.
From one
and then the pricing of this album was like $15, which I called them and told them to change that. So that'll probably change maybe next month. And it'll probably go down to $7.99, I think. It's at $15 though, so I mean we made some money with that. But CD Baby, they do take a percentage of money out, and that's who I distributed through. So I guess it'll probably make up the difference for whatever they take out. But like I usually distribute through DistroKid, and they don't take anything out of what you make. So
no, I was just about to ask the DistroKid TuneCore like question, but you already answered it, so I don't need to.
Yeah, and I did have a TuneCore when I released. I put out an album of beats. That garlic bread suck. Because it was like Moan first came out first, and then I put out Suck on iTunes. That was like my first iTunes release.
And wait, that's the production project, right? With the red cover.
Yeah, but
because it has Blood Meridian on it. I love Blood Meridian.
Yeah,
that's still my shit till this day. I'm sorry. Blood Meridian is still the craziness. Okay.
Well, and I love that song that I did to that, but it just wasn't the time for me to put that out, and I still haven't. The demo's somewhere. I'd never put that demo out though, or maybe I did. I can't remember exactly, but I didn't put it out on like iTunes or anything. But but I have used TuneCore. I've used DistroKid. I think my next release, I'm gonna Rock Nation has a distributing thing. I think I'm gonna release it on that.
What's the name of that?
I forget what it's called, but I'm gonna release the next project on that, I think.
Okay. I'm excited. We'll see what happens when time comes. So you mentioned that OnlyFans has been a good experience for you in the financial sense, because it's allowed for you to record more. It's allowed for you to eventually, when we're going to receive vinyls soon come, no pressure with the release, but vinyls are coming from Dangerous.
Well,
so
that's going to be a deluxe kind of thing. I'm going to add a few more songs on there, and it'll be on the vinyl. And then I put it out on digital like later on, probably in the summertime. But I want perfect scenario would be putting out a Terra-cotta Mafia song by the end of the year, and then releasing the vinyl, then releasing the deluxe on streaming, and then another album in the summer, and hopefully whether it could be Terra-cotta Mafia, if and then another solo project. But there's really good songs that I didn't put on this album, and I'm really anxious. I was not anxious, but like I'm really pressed to like put them out by next year. So,
Okay.
and that'll be Stay Down, I think. And it might be called something else by next year. I don't know, but that album's gonna be really good.
I'm excited. I love when artists are excited about their material because I feel like you live in
Yeah,
such a
'cause
world. Because 9 times out of 10, when artists actually put out projects, they're no longer in that era. You're like, okay, I'm ready to get to the next thing, just because of the kind of into
yeah,
their experience.
I'm already on the next thing. Yeah, I'm already on the next thing. The album's gonna be about that's gonna have a lot of vibes. Like, and that's not gonna be. I mean, I could make it a double disc, but I don't think I want to do that. I could do that. That might be cool if I do that, but um, I do kind of want it concise, but it's definitely. I love, and I've already been performing those songs. Like, it's, What Do Boys Like? There's a song called Kiss the Gun,
Hmm.
which is like, I think it's like a funk album. There's a song that me, Siren, Brian, Black Socialite, and our friend Devin were all on one song called Suffocate. And that's like,
Hmm. Oh, I
that
already
song,
stand. Don't get me
yeah,
because
that song is,
we're about
that
to get. I'm
song is
glad you
such
brought
a,
up the names because we're getting there any second now. I'm
that
glad
song
you
is a
brought up the
bop.
names.
That song is a bop. Like, hands down, that was gonna go on Dangerous. I'm glad I didn't put on Dangerous because then it would have been I'd have been like, oh, the ride is over. It's not. So yeah, I'm excited about that project.
All right, so to transition into the people that also bring the vision together, because we understand that OnlyFans help push forward the financial agenda, and
Hmm.
you do plan at some point on coming back to that. Actually, let's stay here for another second because I actually have
Okay.
a question, a statement, and a little bit of a comment. So when Stay Up was dropped, first
Hmm.
released, I was super excited, of course.
Hmm.
And I was super excited that the OnlyFans league had been there. And I was very excited because is Little Ninja on the regular? I think it's only on the deluxe because I bought the deluxe and I went to play the
It's only on the Ducks. It's only on the
yeah.
Deluxe. Yeah.
So I purchased the deluxe, and one day I was just on streaming or doing something, and somehow ended up on like the Apple Music version, and it didn't
Hmm.
play when I thought it was there, and I was just like, okay. And then I had to go back, like I had to go to my library versus the Apple Music library, and I
Yeah.
realized it was only on the deluxe. And it's one of my favorites. But it's also in a clip on one of the pieces on your OnlyFans.
Yeah.
It's one of the more brief pieces on the page, but it
Yeah.
is there. I was surprised. I was completely surprised by then that there wasn't more of your soundtrack and your visuals. Is it something you
Yeah.
considered, or because I mean, there's Usher. I mean, I don't want to give away the soundtrack, but people, there are
Yeah.
full productions on the man's OnlyFans. Like he's not paying me to promote. I paid him to support, but literally there is, yeah, it's full production. So if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. And I don't know, so please go ahead.
Well, I think that's why I haven't I just wanted to focus on putting out music, and then, you know, eventually it will be like a lot of videos that will be featuring music, and I'll probably get into that whole thing within the by the anniversary of the OnlyFans. There will definitely be more content. Um,
Gotcha.
yeah, so we'll see. It's just been I'm like I have tunnel vision when it comes to projects, so it's like when I'm working on one thing, everything else got to sit down, and then I'll then I'll get to like once I start because I am going to be doing visuals for Dangerous with this guy Spencer. He's really great. I just we gotta figure out budget and everything. But I do want to have like some, like, these are the videos that'll be on YouTube. So I'm like, I definitely want to have like, a day and night type of thing, with like videos that aren't for YouTube, that are for the OnlyFans. So,
I could
that's
definitely
kind
see you sequencing. I can definitely see you sequencing, or like maybe even doing kind of a play on one treatment where it becomes the day version and then the night version.
of,
But there's a lot of room for interpretation with your music. A lot of your lyrics
yeah,
can sway either way. One line is
yeah,
political and the next line is referential. All the boys
yeah,
in the yard on my face. So there's a lot of playfulness that
yeah,
exists in the trap cry kind of musical spectrum, which is again something that really excites me, right? Because one, I'm a
yeah,
Kingster, and then two, I'm also someone that's a total goofball, and so I feel like both worlds can be married by listening to your projects, which just make me more excited to support you. It really does. Like even the kind of contrast with our hair, like you have the pink into the blonde. It's
yeah,
sea phone into the teal. Like it's the same
yeah,
kind of person.
yeah,
Very similar worlds.
absolutely.
And speaking of worlds, the world of people that help you bring the music together is where we go to next. And we're going to take a quick, brief break to come back to that. So please sit tight, get excited, refill your cocktail, drain your cocktail, put a plug in your tail if you must. But we're still here with
Wow.
Trapcry. And for this next segment, we're going to be on the air.
I want your sympathy. I want your sympathy.
Hi, my name's Trapcry. Been a lot of places, fucked a couple faces. 2020 calling out all the racists. Black and queer, I gotta say this. You can suck a dick if you hate us. Cause I'ma hit a lick, make you pay us. I'ma be the bitch that cause a straight bus. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? You can meet me at the K-bar. Activate the gator. Girl, he'll see you later. Keep me, squeeze me, taste me. Let the MAGA bitches hate me. Hit and miss, I'm still that bitch. Roll down your strip, so filthy rich. I'm dangerous. It's my purpose. Hit and miss, I'm still that bitch. I'm queer as fuck. I'm dangerous. It's my purpose. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Catch that bad boy with the flow.
So the people that in your musical world help evolve the sound. You mentioned there's Siren. So for those that are joining in on this trap cry kind of empire catalog, whatever you want to call it, there's also a duo that he is one half of by the name of Terra-cotta Mafia, which is kind of co-understood with his often creative partner and longtime collaborator Siren. Shouts out to Siren. How are you? Shout out to Siren. So that's all I want to say there. But yes, so like this world includes Siren. You mentioned Brian, aka at Black Socialite, who is probably for me the introduction to you all.
Yeah.
Like going all the way back to Concrete Loop. I remember, shout out, like we've been around. Like I've literally been on the other side of this screen for years. So going all the way back to Concrete Loop. Brian Patrick Davis, aka Black Socialite, who's also featured toward the end of the title track, Dangerous, on the project, in the voice memo, talking about Devin, who is at Call Me Your Majesty. I don't even know if that's still Devin's moniker, but shout out to Devin, who's also Janet Stan #1, first of all. And on top of Janet Stan #1, he is an incredible fucking songwriter. So let's explore more. Like I know these are your people. Say it again.
Yeah. So Devin wrote Burn on the project, and he wrote Rough. Well, some of Rough, and
I'm not surprised.
I took what he wrote for Burn, and I took what he wrote from Burn and
made it my own thing. But the bulk of that, he wrote that. And Siren, see, I've recorded so many songs, so there's other songs that Devin has written, and there's other songs that Siren has written that were supposed to be on this album, but they didn't make it because they're on the next one. But those two are the ones that I consult as far as songwriting mostly, and then and if not, I'm either like sometimes I create off of like I listen to whatever I want to listen to, and then I might interpolate it into something new. But and then with like production, it's all me. Like as far as like if sometimes I license things and I take it apart and I build it back up, or I just create something totally new, or I mean, I mostly sample and strip things down and just create my own thing. Um, so bulk of the production on my album is truly me, but uh, I do work with this guy, FM Skyline, Pete Curry. He did this song 1998, and I redid his version, and it's called 3008. And
Oh
I added like
yeah,
drums
yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Featuring P. Curry. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
hmm yeah. So that I'm excited about. I'm always excited to listen to that song, but that song's gonna be on the next project
Okay.
because it needs a project to sit on, and the next project fits it the best. And we have another song called "Go" that I took apart. That was like his song, and I took it apart and created something new. And I really love that song. It's an '80s vibe. So now I want to go and get into funk, more '70s, not more '70s, but I mean everything is so like organic sounding, but like
Hmm.
with that song is really '80s. So I'm gonna find a way I can like blend both worlds and make it work. But
The
yeah,
one thing that always makes me excited about funk music, or I'll say if we can create a slight distinction between 70s and 80s sonically, for
mm,
me the 70s, there's the music and atmosphere, whether it's funk or disco, it was
mm,
always conversational. Like it's very conversation. There's a conversation between the artist and the instrumentalist, or there's always room to breathe, even if it's a big production. So that's something
yeah,
that always gets me excited. So interesting to see. So yeah, that the conversation between the artist and the instruments and the lyrics of a particular song is something that keeps me inspired by 70s funk music, or even just funk music of today, because there's still artists that are doing great things. I mean,
Yeah.
immediately I think of like Thundercat, and I think of like so many other artists that are just doing so many, like the grooves and the bass lines that really just kind of they could last and sit forever. Which makes me really excited that you're playing with those types of sounds, because it's a bit of a departure for you, and I'm excited in particular to hear what lyrics you match with that space.
Yeah. And I think this has been a long time coming, like um with me exploring. I feel like this album, well, this era and where I've come is bringing me back to where I was with Garlic Bread in 2008, 2009, even 2010. It's like now, because Trapcry became a departure from that, and it became like more hip hop, more like trap, and now I'm really happy to like kind of escape just that and go to wherever I want to go.
Mhm. It'll be interesting. I'm sure at least sonically and production wise, the full circle moments were like, I'm excited to receive them and to decode them and to break them down. I feel like it's going to be a fun ride for me. Um, But you mentioned a little bit. You mentioned, well, we've mentioned the people who are like immediate, awesome collaborators with you, right? Like I can remember going back to Concrete Loop and Brian. I remember specifically. I think I was in seventh grade. I know I was in middle school. I know for a fact I was in middle school when it was Cassie Skydiver, and Brian did one of those like weekly review. There would be 4 songs that'll get like a chop and a breakdown. That's also how I get introduced to Wish and so many other artists at the time. But Brian put Skydiver on Concrete Loop, and I remember the very next day being in school, and I skipped gym class to listen to Skydiver on repeat. Like I was underneath the bleacher at school listening to Skydiver. Yes, so like it's classic. It's classic. Like love Cassie. You know, shout out to Mrs. Fine and her baby friend Fine and her newfound life and love. But I remember that day one, and from there, it's been this world that's opened up. It's been so expansive. Like there's the Yes Ma'ams era, which I'm gonna give its own thing later on because 2012 was quite a year. And then there's Shang, who I know you had done some work for, something that was on like one of your, I can't remember exactly off top which beat had been released through one of your production projects on iTunes, but I remember Shang getting getting the treatment for it.
I believe it was Participation.
Your participation. Yeah, it was that. It was that. Boom, boom, doo, doo, doo. Yeah, it was that one.
I did a remix, like kind of, I don't want to say album, but it was like it was a bulk of songs that I remixed and that we never put out. So that was a fun era. That helped me realize some production things that like, because I was building these songs with just her acapellas. So but yeah,
that's another project I still play to this day. Please, the Wild Hearts, please. I still play that project to this day. Y'all did your thing. Wait, how many did you? I'm sorry.
Me and Siren are thinking about covering Participation for Terra-cotta.
Please, Siren, yes. Well, I'm sure Siren's already said, but yes, Kyere endorses this. Not that you want it or ask for it or need it, but Kyere is endorsing this. Please do it for me. Just send it to me if you don't want. Just send it to me. And then also Suffocate, because Suffocate sounds like it could be in the man's world too, but I don't even know. I want it for Trapcry.
Is gonna be major.
Yeah, no, it sounds like everything that you all grew up loving. I mean, I feel like all of our inspirations are virtually the same, so that's what gravitates me towards you all's sound as writers, as vocalists for the ones that do perform, but just as stands in general. Details matter to all of the people that I have mentioned, and details matter to a great deal, which is why I stand for all of y'all, and everything you essentially put out. So thinking about 2021, there's new president-elect, there's a new vice president-elect. We're entering a new era in life, and no one can ever truly predict what's going to happen. But if you could give us a little bit of insight to the next year in the journey of Trapcry, or where you would like to be with your music, with this, just with what's coming.
I would like to, I don't know, build my audience a little more through next year, and I hope I can get all my vinyl sold when they come out. And I just want to have videos. I think the next thing is the visual part. Then once you get the visuals, it's like, oh, like this is like people will really be able to get into what I'm doing then. And I think I just see growth for 2021, and definitely I've been inspired to record lately, and the music I'm listening to, I think I'll probably create some
good new stuff for the next project that I can add to the additional stuff, because I'm always recording, so I start to hoard songs and stuff. But I do just want to find a purpose for the next few projects, and I want to weave another story and figure out what I really care about and what I want to say. Because if I feel like I'm not really saying anything, I don't want to put it out. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
And with
what
every project, you've said more with each and every project. Like I feel, been around the world, seen a lot of places. 2020 calling out all the races. Like I could have expected that to be on not even something like Stay Up or even prior to, like it wouldn't have necessarily fit on maybe a Thanks anyway. But like every project becomes not explicitly political, but you really hone in on what that voice is. So I get it.
Yeah. And I love, well, like I have this thing where I love starting out some rap verses like Little Kim. So like on Ruin Hell, do like the jump off, and so yeah, I'm probably gonna try to keep that theme of like of sampling my favorite female rappers, or like or even like I was gonna say we'll see. I have a few songs I'm working on right now that are like gonna be really dope, so I'm just excited about that.
Yeah, that's a great motif to have, and I definitely think you should keep it because one, it immediately grabs someone's attention, like it immediately pulls you in, or when you like just all of the super quirky like come ons that when you're lit it's sexy, but depending on the time of day when you listen to it, I'm like, call my name 3 times. I'll show up to clap those cheeks. Like it's a little 80s sometimes. Like it's so dope. Like I love that. I love that. The duality and the playfulness that's there, because you're not an artist that takes himself too seriously, which is refreshing in modern time, and it's also really endearing. So if I can say, keep it up, definitely keep it up.
Thanks.
Okay. So for the next time that you do something and you want to reach out to the people that are on the ground with you, Kyere wants underwear. So please.
Yeah,
I want underwear.
We want Trapcry lingerie. I would want Trapcry lingerie.
Lingerie is fine though. I want Trapcry's draws. Send me some briefs. Fuck that. I don't want. You can sign them if you want. Give me your dirty stinking drawers, man. Come on.
I want to get into like selling underwear, like not just my underwear, but like my own brand.
Well, do both, but just send me the Cash App and request the amount because I am ready at the door to pay.
Yeah, I gotta fulfill. I actually am sending somebody my underwear, so I gotta fulfill that request.
Please hurry the hell up, please. And I'm mad I didn't place a formal request. I mean, I actually have been formally requesting for a long time. Like, if anyone can pay attention to his comments, 9 times out of 10, I'm down there doing something absurd, asking for underwear or saying I'm sniffing him. So please, I will be remiss if I didn't announce what Kyere wants. Okay.
Right.
All right. So as soon as you fulfill that request, yeah. Please. I need all the boys in the art on my face. Thank you.
Definitely.
So can you make that happen for me, please?
Okay.
I'm only gonna say please. Thank you. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I mean, then I always ask these questions like, do y'all want? Because the last guy I was talking to, I was gonna get a new pair of I was gonna get some new underwear and then wear it for a week or two and then.
I mean, if they're new and sexy, but I'm fine with something that's tried and true. You don't have to,
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll definitely.
I do have a preference for like a heather gray or a white though. Like, yeah. And if that could come with some type of, I wouldn't say booklet, but
I have a
like
jock that.
no jock straps because I want all the fabric.
Okay. Well,
You
I
can get
mean,
someone else a jock. Like
mean,
it's cute to look at you in a jock strap, but I would rather more fabric. Like your ass is bigger than mine, so if I put them on, I want to feel sexy too. Like I cannot. Like please.
okay.
Yeah. Like a hot brief, because I feel like jocks and thongs, like great, you can sniff the crotch, but there's nothing else. I'm an ass sniffer. I want to know what your butt smells like. We've all seen your ass on the side of the bed, kind of pooched up, like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll definitely go through my underwear and see which ones I can give away.
Yes, immediately goes to the nearest hamper and just start from the bottom. Thank you. I think that's it. I really just wanted to tell the world that I want your underwear. I think that's all I was like extra excited to share. Like, I mean, it's fucking Trapcry. Who doesn't want him? Like, come on now, come on. Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything you want to get out of your chest? Is there anything that you would like to share with the world?
I hope everybody enjoyed your votes in January so we can get the Senate, so the Dems can get the Senate, and I need Nancy Pelosi to step the fuck down, and that's about it. I know with like going into this presidency, everything's going to be probably business as normal, and we can't kind of let that, because when we get comfortable, shit starts to slide under the cracks, and being comfortable does not mean people aren't going to be suffering. And so maybe I'll talk about that more in my music. I don't want it to be so political that it's like, but I can't help but, talk about how I feel. And that's all I've been thinking about lately. Like, I want us to go back to like, what is normal? Like, once we like to be going back to normal, because is normal even acceptable?
Like what was life pre-COVID? That really, like, that normal actually was very fucked up, and the scales were very imbalanced.
Right, exactly. And I'd love to go back to normal, to feel going back to normal, and the thing that I feel safe. But did I feel safe before? Always. And we were still having police brutality before that COVID, like that. So I just hope everybody. I just want people to listen to this new album, and not just people, but other Black queers, and know that they can center their voice everywhere. Like, you need to, like, even in cis Black spaces, and I know on the album cover I'm on top of all these white people, because
I'm literally next question, so please expound on that, because I thought it was an interesting play, and yeah, just go ahead, because I have questions, but you tell me first, and then I'll ask around it.
I felt like I had Googled gay magazines and publications, and I was only seeing white men on the cover, and I was like, I want to do a spread that looks like it's all these magazines on top of each other, and I want to put me in the center. I want to put me on the magazine cover on all these white men. And I told my friend to draw me in the vein of Grace Jones's Nightclubbing album cover. And so I chopped.
So that explains it's a little grayscale for that reason.
It's actually this painting right here. Oh, hold on. It's actually this painting right here. You see it over there?
Oh yeah, I do see it. No, and this the full cigarette too. No, I got the full inspiration from it, which.
So I took a picture of that, and I got all my graphic design on and put myself on the magazine cover. And
Oh, I was just about to ask who did the artwork for it. So I mean, there's some collaboration there with the initial piece, but for the cover specifically, that was you also.
yeah, I just did that myself. And
Nice.
and with the original painting that like my friend, he painted a picture that
What's his name? Say his name. We care about details here.
Jesse Wilson, and my friend Darian Hayes, he took a bunch of pictures for the what Dangerous originally was supposed to be, but he also did the Blonde Ambition pictures.
Okay.
And
so that whole rooftop shoot he did.
yeah, and that and Thanks Anyway.
Oh, okay. So both.
Yeah, so he did
So
all
the
those.
field and the rooftop.
There's a picture that he took for Blonde Ambition, and Omari redrew that picture, and that's the picture. Then he added a cigarette to my mouth to make it look like the Race Jones thing, and then I like created something whole new. So it was like a whole, like it was a whole process of that coming together. So
No, that's really dope. That's really dope because I think all of your covers do a really good job of encapsulating, I guess, not necessarily that sound, but it creates a unique kind of trajectory for all of your music.
yeah,
Even with the stay up covers, like I love the kind of shrink wrap effect that you get, and then like the slight effect in different posings, of course, for the deluxe and the standard edition. But
yeah,
I feel like that fits perfectly the lighting, the colors that you use. Actually, if I can segue, actually, I could to detour for a second.
okay.
I want those nude briefs if you're willing to let go of them. I want the coffee medium nudes or get a duplicate, and I want those. That's what I want. Thinking that's what I want.
You would have to. Okay, I can. I would have to make you get. I would have to make them a little more expensive because I got those from Charlie's, and those were. Yeah, I don't mind doing those, but I would have to make them a little more expensive because they are expensive from him. But and I really do like that pair.
No, exactly. I can tell. And I was like, actually, like I was trying to think in the back of my mind without having to like pull up. I was like, what pair would be exclusive enough? That
Yeah,
one. Because we don't have necessarily cheap taste, and I do have things to keep for a long time. I mean, until they just really absolutely have to be washed. But yeah. The coffee brown ones. There's more of an espresso than like a full on coffee. Yes, that pair. I don't know. Thank you. Like I'm excited that you've done this for me. I mean, that's exciting. But thank you yet again. I'm sure this won't be your last time if I have anything to do with it. Thank you for being on the air with me. I really, really have appreciated this. And I want you to come back once I put out my visual element of the show so you can perform and give me some type of dope digital package and we can put it out to the world. And that's coming soon, probably by the new year.
yeah. Something. I'm probably gonna start something like that. Probably January, end of January. We'll see.
Perfect. My birthday's in February, and that's my timeline. So even better. Even better. So yeah, I'm Kyere. This is Trapcry, and we've been on the air together now for quite some time. Thank you all
Yeah.
for sticking with us till the end. This man is going places. He's been places, and he's still calling out all of the races. So from me to you all. All right.
See you guys.
Bye.